This is Halloween, and if you love costumes and Halloween as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be showing you how to throw together some awesome costumes without breaking the bank, maybe even using some items you already have at home. In today's episode, we're going to be recreating one of the most iconic cartoon sitcom characters of all time, Marge Simpson, from the longest running animated sitcom, The Simpsons. Let's get started. This is our Marge Simpson costume. Really easy. A neon green tube dress. This one belonged to my mom. She was Marge one year and I was Marge years prior to that. I decided I'm going to wear yellow pantyhose just to make my job a little easier so that I won't have to paint my legs. I'll just be painting my upper body. These are the shoes that I'm going to wear because I already had them. I already had the rest of all of this costume, so I thought I'm not going to go out and buy shoes. I have red shoes. These are pumps. Marge actually wore flats, but since I had them, I'm wearing them. And you can also be a sexier Marge. You know, if you want to make Marge a little sexier, wear pumps. They're still red. You'll still get the point across just fine. I have a red beaded necklace and a Marge Simpson blue wig. Now this wig I already had. It was my mom's when she was Marge. But when I was Marge, I actually made one out of cotton balls, hot glued together and spray painted blue. You could do the same. It does require a lot of cotton balls and a lot of hot glue and a little bit of patience. You would buy a turban like they have at Walgreens or anything like that, and you would just start hot gluing the balls on one at a time until you got them as high as you wanted them, and then you spray paint the whole thing blue. It looks amazing and very cartoonish. Right now I'm taking my Model Magic and I'm going to proceed to make my pieces for Marge, my facial pieces. Now, if you know Marge Simpson, she's got the protrudent upper lip, and I may even make a nose this time, I'm not sure, but this stuff is great. It really is magical. It's a lightweight clay that you can spirit gum to your face, so you can use this to make any kind of prosthetic piece for your face without having to spend a fortune on latex foam pieces. I recently did Miss Piggy. You can totally use this and make yourself a pig nose. I use this stuff a lot. Really, it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna take some, and to make her upper lip, I just ball it up. I'm gonna fit it to my face, and then once I do that, I'm gonna just let it dry overnight, pretty much. It only takes a few hours to dry, but I like to do overnight for my pieces. Just make sure they're good and dry. There is some moisture in this, and if there's moisture in it when you're trying to put it on your face, it may not stick as good. So I've got a piece here, and I'm just gonna take it and form it to how I want it. You're gonna want it to kind of go up your nose a little bit, just like that. Just kind of make her a little, you know, beakish sort of upper lip. And you can paint right over this too. So when you're doing your face paint, you can paint right over it. So it's pretty cool stuff to work with, especially if you don't have a lot of money to spend on latex pieces. They may make one for her, I don't know, I haven't looked it up yet, but see, just like that. And I've got a perfect little Simpson lip. That's pretty good. I'm gonna straighten it out. It's not gonna be like all curvy, but that's pretty good. And I'm just kind of playing with a little bit. And then to blend it, we'll just use some liquid latex. But this stuff is really pretty awesome to use. I was Marge one year, and then my mom did it, and we both, you know, I used this for her too. I was actually surprised she wanted to do something like this, but she was really getting wild there towards the end. It was awesome. I'm gonna do my eyes as well with this. I think I'll leave my nose normal. I did it, that's what I did the first time I did her, and it looked fine. So doing eyes, you're just making a round eye that's gonna fit right over your eye. You can spirit gum it on, and you're gonna put a hole so that you can see through it. And what I did last time was I used black pipe cleaners and attached them to the top. Obviously, I don't have the hole poked in it yet, but I'm just gonna kind of fit it to my face, and that's how it's gonna go. It's gonna go right over my eye and make the other one to be about the same size. No, you cannot see very well in this when you do it this way. Make your hole kind of large so you can see a little better. Even if you buy the ones, they do make eyes for Marge or any Simpson. And if you buy them, you can't see through those either. So you don't have to do any of this at all. but this is what I do to look more cartoony, more Marge-like. I use these as prosthetic pieces for my face so that I can really convey the Marge. And I'm going to do the other one just the same. Make sure they're about the same size, and then I'm going to use probably a round piping tip to make the hole. So if you do baking at all and you have any piping tips with a larger round hole in it, that's what I'm going to make my holes with so that I can see. These are going to dry and they're going to look pretty cool when we're done. That's what they look like right now. I'm just going to put the holes in the eyes there, and we'll be done with our facial prosthetics. Marge Simpson is going to be one of the easiest makeups we've done thus far. It's just painting my face yellow and putting on our awesome prosthetics we made. So that's it. I mean, it's so simple. We've already done the hardest part. So I'm going to start by getting my eyebrows glued down, and I'm just going to wait for that to dry and tell you about everything I'll be using, which is not much. I'm just going to be doing my face on camera, and then I'll go off camera to do my upper body, my pantyhose and everything. It's just part of the costume. So all I need to paint today is my upper body. So now that those are all glued down, while that's drying, I'm going to tell you about what I have here. I have just a little bit of the Ben Nye Yellow Cream in case I need it for touch-up. But this is what we'll mostly be using, is going to be the Ben Nye Sunshine Yellow Aqua Paint, what I always use. This is just one of the small ones. If you're doing your whole body, the top and the bottom, depending on how big you are. I'm a little voluptuous, so if I was doing my legs and everything, I might want to buy 2 of these. If you're just doing your upper body and you're cheating using pantyhose like me, 1 should be enough, even if you are more voluptuous. I've got a little bit of flesh tone liquid latex for blending, just for the lip part. That's basically it. If this is your first time tuning in, with the Ben Nye Aqua, you will need some water and a sponge. Damp, not wet, just damp. What you have here with the Ben Nye products, it's a liquid to powder situation. Once it dries, it's kind of like a powder. It's real dry, it's not going to melt off. It's really awesome. And then if you're going out for the evening, I always suggest using Final Seal. If you choose the Mayron products, they do come in a larger container like this, and they have their own brand of Final Seal called Barrier Spray. Their Aqua is called Paradise. Yeah, it just says Paradise. It's vegan, so if y'all vegans out there can eat this, and you won't be eating meat or dairy. Just kidding, I never really understood that. I guess they don't test on animals or something. Okay. My eyebrows should be dry by now. I have done Marge in the past, and it was pretty awesome, better than I expected it would turn out. But that's always how my costumes are. I'm always like, what did I get myself into? And then it ends up turning out great. Marge was another one that I actually spray painted my body with real spray paint, but it was the Crayola H2O. So it's a water-based spray paint. I don't recommend that to anyone. It's before I found out about the Ben Nye products and them being so great for body paint. So yeah, don't do that. Just buy the Ben Nye or the Mayron and you'll be fine. Like I was saying, when I did Marge, I made my wig of cotton balls. I didn't keep that. There's so many things that were so awesome that I've made in the past that I did not keep, that I got rid of. And I have a 14-foot costume closet right now in my garage, and it's filling up fast. this could happen again soon. I could be doing a clear out, and I guarantee you the things that I've got to really think ahead, because the things that I clear out are probably going to be the things I'm going to need again later, or that I can repurpose. So I'm going to cram as much in there as I can without getting rid of anything, but eventually I will have to get rid of stuff, because I keep everything, because I'm terrified I'm going to need it again. Not like a hoarder. Everything has a place and everything's in its right place, but it's a little out of hand sometimes. All I'm going to do now is just start yellowing my face. My pantyhose, when they came in, they were a little brighter than I was expecting. But being that my face is up here and my, legs from the knee down are down there, it should not make much of a difference. Still a little wet there on the eyebrow. We'll work around it. This is not showing up as good as some of the other colors, but I have used this and it showed up well. I think I just didn't get enough water on my sponge. These are new sponges too, so they're pretty awesome. The only bummer about this whole thing, my knee is swollen up, so I've got like an elephant man leg on the left-hand side, and it looks pretty awful. There's nothing I can do about it, so I'm gonna have like one huge leg in the picture and one normal-sized leg. I don't know what's going on with my Ben Nye Aqua, because it always worked great before. I think perhaps maybe just because it's such a light color. I don't even understand that, because the white works really well. So it's just, I don't know what's going on. I've had it for a long time. But I have my Ben Nye cream to the rescue, and it's actually a really good cream. I'm actually going to try and avoid, I already went over my eye there a little bit, but I'm going to try and avoid my eyes. We've got our fake eyes to put on. Yes, I'm using the opposite end of my little sponge here. You can see just the quality. It's not like when you get these greasy creams from like the Halloween store. It's professional quality. It's more of the, goes on like a cream and dries like a powder. So this is a really nice, they make a really nice cream makeup. So I'm glad I had that for backup, because I have got to get this costume done today. I don't want to go too much around our upper lip either. There's no lipstick involved. There's not going to be any fake eyelashes, lipstick, anything like that. Isn't that a brilliant yellow? It's beautiful. When I was Marge Simpson and went out to the contests, I did pretty well. I was still working for the food broker at the time, so I pretty much swept there and then went out. What's cool is I went to the Green Iguana on Anderson Road, if you're from here in Tampa, when they had the Anderson Road location, and I was Marge Simpson there. And I didn't win, but there was a guy in the audience that handed me a $50 bill and said I should have won, which was really nice. I am going to do my ears because they're going to show. I know you saw a little bit of what I did if you watched my Becoming Halloween video when I was first injured here. I made it just a kind of like how I got started in this, and I showed some of the pictures of when I was Marge Simpson and what I did at work with my cubicle and everything, and it was awesome. It turned out really great. I made Homer, I made Maggie, Lisa, Bart. I made them all out of paper mache and designed my cubicle like the kitchen. And just outside my cubicle, I made it look like the living room because it was up against a wall. So it was really, really cool the way everything turned out. My dad made a high chair and the couch. He made it out of styrofoam, and I think he used insulation for the padding. No one was going to be sitting on it but my Homer Simpson. And at the time, at Spencer's Gifts, I don't know if everybody has those where they are. Spencer's Gift is like a novelty store in the mall, and they had energy drinks in Duff beer cans. So I bought one of those, and I think my dad put something in it and made it look like it was spilling out. So he put that on the couch. It was really cool. Every little detail. I mean, I'm all about the details. You know, even when I go out and I see a great costume, I have to say something about it because, you know, my favorite are the ones that really are unique, that people just really put a lot of effort into, that are a lot like my own costumes. You can tell that they didn't spend a fortune, but at the same time, it was a unique costume to come up with. See, I've done my whole face and I've not even hardly touched the cream. It spreads nicely. It doesn't require a lot to cover. It's really nice. It's a good cream makeup. I don't usually like using creams just because the way they rub off and stuff. But for you, and since my aqua's doing its own thing today, we'll use the cream. What I'm going to do now is apply my upper lip. And to do that, I'm going to apply very liberally the Spirit Gum adhesive to the inside here. When my mom did Marge, she actually did this part too. I couldn't believe it. It's so crazy. She really was trying to go the extra mile the last 3 years or so. I was really proud of her. And so I made her one of these. But when you make it, it's fitted to your face. So I had to make another one. It was funny because when she did Marge, she said, "Never again." She had bought these eyes online and she couldn't see out of them. Like, it was really hard to see. You're gonna need to hold it on until it sticks. So I've been pressing this on for, a couple minutes now. And it's starting to get dry. And all I'm doing now is I just put some Flesh latex on the outsides to kind of blend it a bit. Believe it or not, once it's dry, it's pretty easy to talk in and whatever. I prefer doing stuff like this rather than using a mask because it looks more realistic. While I'm waiting for that to finish drying, I'm going to paint my chest and start getting that ready. You really want all of this to be completely dry. I started painting a little bit here at the end just to kind of show you how that's going to look. But you really want for the sides to be completely dry before you start messing with it any more than that. A Marge Simpson costume would be super easy for you to make yourself. All it is a tube dress. So a tube dress, even if you hand sew only, is super easy to make. It's an easy costume. I'll post some images of online options, but they always make you pay so much for it, even if it comes with the wig. You can even make your own wig, do the cotton ball thing, and it's not going to cost you as much as it would online. A package of this Crayola Model Magic is like $3. It's up to you, but this would be a real easy one to create on your own. For harder to get to areas, I'm going to use a brush. This is just a regular paintbrush. I'm dipping it into the cream and I'm just gonna get up in here where I can't get to it with the sponge thing. You can make this whatever size you want. You can make it smaller if you want. You can not have it at all. It's totally optional. I just find that it kind of adds to the character. So once this is done, I'm gonna wash my hands and put my eyes on and then finish up painting my body. I'm going to finish up my arms and my chest. Then I'm going to wash my hands, put my eyes on, and we're going to get dressed. It's a pretty easy makeup. It just requires a little bit of patience when you're getting your lip fastened on because that takes a little bit of time, waiting for it to dry and everything. But it'll be worth it in the end. Everybody loves it. All dressed up and ready for photos. I hope you enjoyed today's look. Obviously, if you want to go as a couple, you could be Homer and Marge. You can take your kids and you can go as the Simpson family. If you're with your girlfriends, you can do Marge and the two aunts, Marge's sisters. Those would all be good concepts for a Simpsons costume. That does it for today's episode. I'll see you next time.